kind of, if you'd like to elaborate more on your kind of secondary school experience, so like obviously rugby was a big part of your life. Was school also a big part, or did you have to pick up the pace towards the end, or how did you find it throughout the years?
Yeah, 100%. So I'd say, yeah, there was a big emphasis on kind of school and education in my house. So my dad played rugby, and he also had to work through it, so he was always encouraging me to just keep my studies up at the same time, even when it would have been tough with kind of camps and various trainings, like, and leaving school for games and stuff. But yeah, I always just kind of had to catch up and kind of keep on top of my studies a bit. So.
And like COVID hit you 5th year leaving cert?
Yeah.
And how did that kind of impact your kind of studying as well as your rugby, I suppose?
Well, I'd say I kind of just had to knuckle in on the study a bit more then, just because there was kind of a bit of a drop in training, just because, you know, they didn't need it, and I kind of just had to dial in on my studies then. And then when the rugby picked back up again, I was nearly a bit ahead, so kind of just worked out well enough in that way.
And did you struggle with education at any point? Like, even if your father was saying to knuckle down on your studying and make sure that was an important point, but did you ever struggle with that? Did you find it okay? You know, how was your academic life?
Secondary school, I would have said not too much of a struggle, just because your teachers do so much for you, and it's not as tough to keep on top of work. But coming into college now, kind of full-time training with the academy, it'd be tough enough to get into college every day for lectures, just because of the schedule, and you don't get a huge amount of free time just to study as well. So I'd say, yeah, it's been a bit tougher this year, but I'm still kind of trying to keep on top of it.
I suppose you're trying to find the balance, really.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
And like, do you physically go into the college then, or are you kind of doing a lot of online stuff, or how does that work then?
Yeah, it would be a mix of the both. Like, if I have a day off, I'll head into the college for most of my lectures, or if I've trained, I might head in for an evening lecture. And then the college are quite good for kind of sending out notes and lecture slides, and maybe even recording the full lectures, so I kind of try keep up to date with them. And yeah, it's been helpful enough with the continuous assessment, but at the same time it's tough to keep on top of it, especially when we were away in camps and stuff. There wasn't a huge amount of free time, and you're kind of just trying to relax in that time. So yeah, I was just trying to strike a balance. And
would you ever kind of, I don't know if you'd be any kind of nervous about stuff or worrying, but was school ever a worry for you, even from 2nd or 3rd level, or was there ever a kind of doubt in your mind? Or
yeah, well, like, just when you're training that much and you didn't have as much free time as other people, and you wouldn't be able to get to after school study every day, you kind of maybe did feel like you were falling behind. But it was just the thought of you just had to keep tipping away at it, and then coming up to exam time, then just don't stress too much, just kind of get stuff done, just because the season's kind of dropping off then as well, so you have a good bit of free time. So I wouldn't say worry too much.
And tipping away would that be your biggest tip for kind of
managing? I'd say don't leave the load too late. I was bad enough for that maybe in 5th year, and it kind of showed in my exam results, so then I just had to switch it up in 6th year then, and just keep going away, keep tipping away, because it does mount up. Like, even when you think you don't have time, just do a small bit. And
like, even for like the leaving cert, would you have been stressed coming up to it? Like, it's Easter now, so a couple of months away would have been.
Yeah, I'd say if you have been kind of leaving it late enough, I'd say just keep going at it now. But yeah, if you've been tipping away at it, you'll be fine. Like, but for me, I was fairly nervous, to be fair. I'd missed kind of a fair amount of study just from playing sports and stuff, so I kind of just had to knuckle down this time last year.
And any tips on managing like stress, or if you have exams or studying, or what did you kind of do for coping, or was it?
I kind of just tried not to think about it, just whatever happens. I just knew I'd put all in all the work I could have, and just kind of let it take care of itself then when it came to exam time.
And you're doing what in college now?
I'm in first year commerce now.
And how are you finding it? You barred obviously the trying to balance between here and there.
Yeah, no, it's a great course. So I'm happy with my decision to go on with it, and a few of the other lads are doing it with me, Harry and John. So yeah, we're like, if one of us aren't in, the other will keep us up. So it's grand.
So I suppose for like, if you had to give words of wisdom, your first year college now, you're in the academy. If you had, I don't know, someone say is kind of worrying a bit or stressing a bit for their junior cert or leaving cert or whatever it might be, what would be your kind of words of wisdom to kind of?
Yeah, it'd definitely be just not leave it too late. Just try keep up to date with your work, even if it is, you're trying to balance the two. You're playing a lot of sport. Just keep trying to find time for it, like, or else it'll just mount up at the end. So I'd really encourage people to just kind of keep the balance there and not lean way more towards sport or way more towards studying. So.